you actually all of the speakers that gave us a very brilliant view on this very special situation in which we find ourselves today. And what is this special situation? We are actually in front of the task, a demanding and great task, and task is the implementation, realization, fulfillment of the Agenda 2030. And that's an important thing, and I'm thrilled when I see the enthusiasm, for instance, from Francesco, who was there, to see, yes, that was unanimous, and now the question is, what is our responsibility? We have responsibility as citizens, but in addition, we have responsibility as scientists, working scientists, as representative of the scientific organizations, as representative or members of the various UN organizations. Because to put what these people were saying, for instance, when Raymond said that is a danger of large inequalities, there are books by Piketty and so on, you know, a number of addresses there. What does it mean? There were two British doctors who actually, about 10 years ago, showed that because of this inequality, those who are more unequal lose 10 years of their life expectancy. This is not trivial. That over there, the rate of crime and so on is worse. Or to put the data of the World Health Organization, when you just look at the interval from the year 1919 to the 2013, according to the World Health Organization data, 423 million people, 423 million people, more than during the First, Second World War and so on, have died because of hunger. And that is our collective and individual responsibility. It is us that have to do something to solve that. And it is science that has to do something to solve this. On top of that, of course, we are all the time under the great shadow of the possible political confrontation. Let me just remind you that when physicists, and I am one of the physicists, realized what are the problems of the nuclear bomb, then they put on the front page of the bulletin of the atomic scientists the doomsday clock. And at that time they put it, I believe, at 7 minutes to midnight. Then, of course, when the two superpowers exploded the hydrogen bomb, they moved it to 3. And then, of course, when there was an end to the Cold War, it was to 17. But now, and largely because of these things that exactly the Sustainable Development Goals are addressing, namely the climate change, or the climate change, the enormous increasing ecological footprint and all this inequality and so on, this all now are bringing us again to just barely 3 minutes, and maybe with the refugee crisis and so on, we are coming even to 2 minutes. I'm actually very proud as a fellow of the World Academy to tell you that as actually 4 or 5 years ago, we started with the point of view that yes, almost full employment can be realized. Yes, this enormous inequality can be decreased. Yes, something can be done with this stupidity producing climate change, because climate change is not 1 or 2 or 3 degrees increase in temperature, which would be easy, jacket off, jacket on. It is really a real disaster of enormously increasing weather extremes, and that, of course, produces a number of other things. And yes, we have done there something, and we have done something together with the Nobel Prize winner for Peace, Pagbash, and with the European Leadership Network to try to indicate that it is absolutely unbearable to go to the confrontation between the two holders of the extreme nuclear power, the United States and the Russian Federation. And I am very glad now that in an effort to try to solve the situation in the Middle East, they are communicating very well and doing something which all of you who had any knowledge of the military know that it is very difficult to balance even among the closest allies. We have seen that in Second World War, so this was all done extremely well. So yes, I think the the call that we have now is we are all responsible, and we all should do, as citizens, as scientists, to solve the existing problems and to realize this great Agenda 2030.